Those who selectively use the Bible to justify this cruelty are ignoring a central tenet of Christianity. Jesus said, "Suffer the little children unto me." He did not say, "Let the children suffer."
We are operating with a white nationalist government that will take children hostage to get what they want.
All I can say after talking to the people, watching the people, listening to the people, that the Statue of Liberty, I think, is weeping right now.
Well, there you go. Some of the mainstream reaction to what's going on with the administration. Let's go to somebody who is a spokesperson for the administration, Mercedes Schlapp, White House Senior Communications Advisor. She joins us from the North Lawn. Mercedes, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so for the many people who are watching right now, and they've heard these stories, these heart-wrenching stories about children who are separated from their parents when they try to come into the country illegally. What would you like people to know about that? Because we're looking to Washington for answers, and right now it doesn't look like anything's happening.
Well, first of all, I know you played Hillary Clinton's piece in the beginning, and in 2014 in a CNN interview, she basically said, quote, "Just because your child gets across the border doesn't mean your child gets to stay." And she pushed for border security. And now all of a sudden, these Democrats want to use this issue of immigration as a emotional, divisive, political play as they're entering into the midterm elections, which is incredibly irresponsible. President Trump, since last year, has been proposing real immigration reform that will close the legal loopholes, that will end these family separations, that would ensure that we secure our border. There's two messages here. The message of the Democrats pushing forward open borders and amnesty. These individuals who come into the country based on our laws are basically released in 20 days, those unaccompanied children. So it really becomes a challenge when you see what's happening in that sense. And so what DHS is simply doing, what the Department of Homeland Security is simply doing, is ensuring that we are enforcing the law. If we want to see significant change, we need to close those legal loopholes so that we are able to detain and swiftly remove these family units who are coming in illegally.
You know, but aren't we going to... I understand you using the Hillary Clinton references. Many people in our country felt the same way she did back then, but now, no matter what their motives are, Mercedes, if it is for the midterm elections, those images are out there now of parents being separated from their kids. And you're right, Congress has to do something about this. It's really not up to an administration. But what are the solutions so that the parents can stay with their kids?
Well, what's also heartbreaking is to watch those families who have lost loved ones because of MS-13 members who have used the loopholes and have come through this country and have killed not only Americans, Latinos, African Americans, individuals here in the United States. So let's talk about these heartbreaking stories. We have to understand that these families that are separated, it is for a limited period of time, between 5 to 10 days. It is because if you come in and cross the border, it is a crime. And so the illegal immigrant who's the adult will have to be prosecuted. This happens in our current criminal system, which is if an American commits a crime, they are going to be separated from their children. It is incredibly heartbreaking, but it is the law and it is the reality that we have. And we can solve this problem of family separation if we close these legal loopholes. And that means Democrats coming on board. Right now, this week, we have 2 House bills going through Congress. This is an opportunity that would close these legal loopholes as well as secure the border wall funding and also take care of the DACA issue. The president has come up with a very strong compromise when it comes to this issue, and a generous one in terms of immigration reform. And it's time for the Democrats to come to the table and let's just resolve this immigration problem that we're having, as well as close these legal loopholes, this catch and release that will allow us to detain and swiftly remove these individuals and these families that have come and crossed the border illegally.
Mercedes, the Secretary of Homeland Security answered every question yesterday very directly. He obviously knows the issue. However, in the big picture now, there's a little bit of a discrepancy between what the Attorney General says and the Homeland Security Secretary says. Does the administration want word to get out to these Central and South American countries that if you come here, you're not going to get in, and there is going to be separation in the hope of making it a deterrent? The Homeland Security Secretary says, no, it's not. The Attorney General says, yes, it is. What is it?
Look, I think at the end of the day, it's very clear that these smugglers, for example, know exactly what the business model is. And their business model is if they're able to bring these children across the border, that these individuals will then be quickly released in 20 days. So I think it's a bigger and broader message, which is that clearly that we are simply enforcing the law. And that law is if you come in as an illegal adult, you will be prosecuted as a criminal. I mean, there is no question. You will get a misdemeanor. If you come in a second time, it'll be a felony. If you come in a third time, you'll serve jail time. This is clearly the broad message that we're putting out there, that is what we're doing, which is clearly enforcing the law at this point and asking for real reform, which is that closing the legal loopholes to ensure that that we are able to detain and remove these families. Right now, our hands are tied, and our agents can't do their job effectively. And on top of this, we're also ensuring the safety and security of these children that are crossing the border. There are so many instances where you have these smugglers bringing in these children. There's been a 315% increase from October to February, where you've had these illegal immigrants basically fraudulently using children to pose as a family unit. That is just outrageous and needs to be stopped. And these children, our key is to make sure that these children are kept in a safe environment, which is what we're doing when they move over and are taken care of by the HHS officials.
All right. Exit question, just a yes or no answer, Mercedes. Does something pass Congress?
You know, I know that the president is going to be meeting with the House conference members today. I think that there is definitely at this moment we want this bill to move forward and pass the House. This is going to take extra effort, and it's going to take working together with the Democrats. So let's have the Democrats come on board. Okay. Let's make sure we secure the border, as Hillary Clinton once said in 2014. Let's make sure we secure the border. And what I can assure you is that President Trump, he cares about these children. He's concerned about the safety of these children. At the same time, this is a question about enforcing the law, and that is what we're doing right now.
Right, and the president backs both bills, right, in the House?
Yes, that is correct. Okay. He backs both the Goodlatte bill and the compromise bill.
Thanks so much, Mercedes.